Okay, good morning. We'll begin the meeting of the Board of Elections, Monday, October 7th. Apologies for the delay. We're having some technical difficulties. So we are calling the meeting to order. Our public comment system isn't working. It's taking the Monday off, apparently. So we do have 3 citizens here in the public, so I'll let you decide however you want to stand up and and speak. Just just identify yourself from the microphone as always.
Morning, everybody.
Morning.
Okay. Good morning. My name is Bill Everett, and I'm an elected committeeman in Middletown Township. I've been a committeeman since 2022 and have canvassed, door-knocked, my precinct many times for elections. I am a fan of your website, and I recommend it to my constituents in person and via handouts I leave them. There is always room for improvement, though. I have 2 topics to comment on today with associated questions and recommendations. First, I would like to thank the Director of the Board of Elections for pointing out additional language in the election code regarding the 2% recount requirement that I have asked about several times at both this meeting and the Commissioners' meeting. Even though the additional language he pointed out to me eases the exclusive language regarding the manual requirement, it still stands those 36 counties, including Philadelphia and Delaware, perform the recount manually. I recommend you reconsider doing the 2% manual recount to give confidence to the voting public. There are bipartisan volunteers that would gladly help. Secondly, I recently reviewed the Pennsylvania Election Code Act number 320 of June 3rd, 1937. It is a very detailed 270-page document that has numerous updates cited and dated through the years. All those details of law need to be followed by your organization to comply with the election code. And you've told us numerous occasions that you do. My question is do you have those details distilled into specific published guidance documents for your staff so they comply with the law? If yes, then those documents should be published to the BOE website, and the public should be notified. I'm not talking about the poll worker training manuals. I'm asking about internal process guidance for your internal staff and contractors. Posting this and notify the public would do a great deal to improve confidence in the election process for the voting public. In closing, I would like to inquire as to the status of the election video that you told us about earlier in the year that would be released prior to the election. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to any comments you may have.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good morning. Beth Roth, Bedminster Township. I would like to begin my comments by commending Ned and his group. We attended the election integrity, no, we didn't, the logic and accuracy audit, and it was very well done, very quick. It was. We had a chance to talk with Mr. Burns, and we learned a lot. I would like to thank the Board of Elections for the overwhelming work that you do. It's hard. I only have one question, and you already know what it is. May we have permission to hand count the presidential election on November 5th? Thank you.
Okay, all right, you just hear for moral support. Okay, all right, those are the only 2 speakers we have, so we will close public comment. Regarding Mr. Everett's questions, the internal process guidelines, I would imagine there are voluminous things that would have to be sort of posted, and if we're going to post every single thing, our staff is obviously trained in terms of the different processes. So I don't really know if posting stuff online is really as informative The election video is actually, was put out live a couple weeks ago, 10 days ago, right? I think it was put out on social media, Facebook and Instagram. I think it's on our website too.
It should be on the website. I know it's at least on the Facebook profile. It was out mid-September.
Mid-September, okay. Yeah. So video, in fact, somebody from our communication staff who's watching our meeting just texted me. Video has been put out about 2 weeks ago, YouTube and social media, most recently reposted Friday morning with the press release about ballot boxes opening. So it is on our website as well. And we'll make sure, if it's not on the Board of Elections page, we'll make sure we'll put it on the Board of Elections page. So, but yeah, I appreciate the staff, our election staff doing it, and also the communication staff really did a very nice job. This was a very detailed project for them. It really took them months. The footage that you'll see, most of it is actually from the primary election. So you are getting a behind-the-scenes look at literally how the process works. So you actually get a chance to see that, in action. And it's one of the reasons why you'll see some things are blurred, because they're literally not ballots, but there's literally return mail envelopes that, the addresses and names have all been blurred out because they're actually return mail envelopes from the primary election. So, and obviously we know the concern or the request to hand count. I can only speak for myself because we haven't really had a discussion on this. I don't think there's a desire by our staff or by this board to hand count. So I appreciate the concern and interest, but I don't think we'll be hand counting, okay? All right, minutes from September 10th, 2024. Are there any comments or questions regarding the minutes?
Motion to approve?
Motion to approve?
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Excuse me. Consideration of a polling change. This is going to look similar to one we did at our last meeting. A little bit of a snafu in terms of posting. Mr. Burns will explain, but it's a very simple move across the street, I think, from one place to another.
Correct. So this is the same move that was approved at the September 10th board meeting for Bristol 4-3. Bristol Township 1-3 is moving from the old Croydon Firehouse to the new Croydon Firehouse across the street. Both polling places have historically voted together, so we're keeping them together. The only reason that this was not on the September 10th agenda is just because the statutorily required notice could not get posted in time for this polling place change, so that's why we're doing it today. But the notice for this was posted on September 30th in compliance with the PA election code. We have received no objection or comments on the polling place change of Bristol Township 1-3. And following the change at this board meeting, we will send everybody an updated voter registration card, post signs, and post signs on Election Day as well. So given that they're across the street as well, there's a minimal chance of anybody going to the wrong polling place without being able to find the new one.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry. Thank you. Any questions for Mr. Burns regarding this change? Okay. Is there a motion to approve the change, Bristol Township 1-3, from the old Croydon Firehouse on Patterson Avenue to the new Croydon Firehouse on State Street?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, item 5, consideration of revisions to the policy regarding a retention of election-related video. Ms. Burns.
Currently, the Board of Elections has a policy regarding the retention of election-related video that states that mail-in ballot return site video is retained for 60 days. The Department of State recently issued guidance increasing the timeline or suggested timeline for retention of video from to 1 year. And so we would like to update our guidance after consulting with the Law Department and IT to retain mail-in ballot drop box location video for 1 year.
Okay, comments or questions? No? Okay. Is there a motion to approve the revisions to the retention of election-related video policy?
So move.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
6 is discussion on extended on-demand voting hours at county buildings.
Right. So at the September 10th meeting, the board requested that the department evaluate whether we could offer extended on-demand voting for the 2 Saturdays before Election Day. As was mentioned at that meeting, we needed to find out when the on-demand deadline is, as well as what our staffing and departmental needs could reasonably sustain. Going back and looking at it, so the deadline for on-demand voting in person is October 29th. So the only real Saturday that we could offer that extended is October 26th, and we would be able to offer that at all 3 government service centers from 10 to 2. And also, we do start after that deadline. We have the emergency ballot deadline, so people can come in if they've realized they're going to be unexpectedly absent on Election Day and apply for an emergency ballot. We can be available on November 2nd as well for the emergency ballots in person across all 3 government service centers from 10 to 2 as well. And we would also be extending the ballot box drop hours at those buildings from 12 to 5 to 10 to 5 as well.
Okay, questions about this proposal? No? Okay. For the Saturday right before the election, which would be what, the 2nd? Is that the 2nd?
November 2nd, yes.
2nd? All right, so people would not be able to go there and do an on-demand ballot because, as you said, it's after the deadline. They could do an emergency, if something comes up and they realize, as you said, that they're, going to be out of the area. Could they also, if, let's say, they've gotten their mail-in ballot and there was an issue with, like, their dog ate it or something like that, or is it possible for them to get a new return envelope, to get a new secrecy envelope at that location on that Saturday?
It's certainly possible to get a new secrecy envelope. As far as the ballot, off the top of my head, I do not have the answer for that. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's right. Okay. All right. Okay, so any comments or questions? Is there a desire to follow through on the recommendations that Mr. Burns has regarding those 2 Saturdays prior to Election Day and the services that will be available from 10 to 2, you said, right? 10 to 2?
Correct.
Okay.
So moved.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, Mr. Burns, anything else?
Yes, just wanted to give a few updates on where we are for the November 5th election, since we're about 30 days out. As far as voter counts, our last poll of this was on September 30th. We are currently at 485,906 total voters. 199,464 of those are Democrats, 202,018 are Republicans, and then we have 84,424 who are registered as no affiliation or other. As was mentioned during the public comment portion, we successfully completed our logic and accuracy testing on September 25th and September 26th. We had representatives from both political parties as well as 2 citizen organizations who were there. We appreciate them coming and learning more about the process. Our staff continues to work tirelessly overtime to get our applications finalized as we approach our voter registration deadline of October 21st and our mail-in ballot deadline of October 29th. Over the past week, we saw a sharp decrease in our outstanding mail-in ballots thanks to the assistance of many county employees working overtime. And we saw about a decrease of about half of our queue in that. So that was a great progress on that portion. As far as mail-in ballots goes, our printer so far has received information to mail approximately 107,000 ballots. Approximately 80,000 of those ballots were mailed out last week. We've had about 100 or so returns this far. We expect that number to substantially increase as drop boxes at the 3 government service centers were open today, and people begin mailing their ballots back. As always, just want to say a big thank you to our tremendous staff at the Board of Elections. They are working constantly. We've had some long nights over the last week, and I'm sure there'll be a few more as we get closer to November, but we've made great progress.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for Mr. Burns?
No, thank your staff for us and you as well. I know this is difficult hours and long days.
Thank you. We will.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and I'll just add on that 4 years ago, of course, people will probably remember, it may give people convulsions, that the U.S. Postal Service had some serious issues 4 years ago. We have, knock wood, really not seen that problem repeated. And so we really would encourage people, if you are getting a mail-in ballot mailed to you, use the Postal Service, for the next couple of weeks. It's, as you already heard, we've already got 100 of them back. We just mailed them out last week and already got 100 come back again. We'll get more today, I'm sure. As you get closer to Election Day, then, of course, the ballot boxes, where the drop boxes are, in the places they have been. They're also listed on the website. The 3 government services buildings, Quakertown, Levittown, and this building, the drop boxes are open today and will be open the rest of the week. So you certainly can use those if you want. But if it's inconvenient to get to one of those 3 places, we encourage you to use the mail. So, add something?
Yeah, again, Tyler, of the 108,000 mail-in ballots that you've received already,
They've been sent out.
yeah, that are going out, do you have the breakdown, or if you said it, I missed it, the breakdown of the parties, Democrat, Republican, what percentage that is from each, and the other voters?
I believe I do, if you'll give me 1 second here just to get it. Okay,
Yes.
so of that number, we have had 62,110 are Democratic, 32,558 are Republican, and then we have, unfortunately, I don't have the math quickly on me here, but approximately, I would say, yeah, the remaining balance of that, probably between 1,000 and 2,000 of no affiliation. Or sorry, not 1,000, 11,000,
Okay,
12,000.
that's fine. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments or questions? No? Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, thank you.